Host Lily M, and this is my life. And this is a series called Shame the Devil, Tell the Truth. Previously called Our History. Okay, previously last week I had written about the spirituals, what do you call it? Yes, the spiritual, and how they came about, and then they showed you some artwork and of some persons of color, and I said I will follow it up with some more artwork. So I kept my promise, and I'm here, and I'm doing the artwork from people of color and some history about it, how it came about, and the struggles of the art of people of color. So, uh, here we go. All right. Okay. Uh, for the past many decades, uh, the achievements should people of color should take pride in that. Whereas at the turn of the century, was generally seen even by our own people as cultural sport, a misfit, foolishly swimming against the tide. Today, he stands on the threshold of rural recognition as a contributor to Western art. Okay, let's see here. Mhm. Embarrassed by vicious racist propaganda, snubbed by white publishers who preferred the scurrilous, darky representations created by Frost and Kimball and other white illustrators, to honest version and irked by discriminatory restrictions on their attempts to show their work. They nevertheless persisted until and a few appreciative people of color were won. Okay, let's see here. Now this is describes the long battles of people of color in art, and also to let's see here. I will show you some pictures from this book of artwork, and then I will share you the name of the artist because it's depicted at the top once I show you the artwork. Okay. Uh, Here is the artwork. It's really good, impressive. All right. And this one, okay. Uh, the plaster bust of just the head is by Sergeant C. Johnson, called Chester. Okay, then The one underneath uh, the bust of the person carrying water, uh, it's Meta Warwick Fuller. It's called the Water Boy, and it's a bronze statue. Then the other one of the lady is by James L. Wales, Saint Francis and the Birds. Well, it's Saint Francis. It's not a lady. Uh, and it's in oil. The one underneath them, there's a person sitting on the step, and there's some lions in the picture and other people. Albert Alexander Smith, it's by, and it's called Generations, and it's in oil. So these artist was and is very impressive. Okay, let's see here. All right. Okay. The next one is the next history that I want to go through is of four young, hopeless, rebellious artists and what they went through and what they gave to the artists of today. And they created a path so it's not so hard nowadays uh, for people of color to prove their artistry. So, and I'm going to give you their names and what they went through, the history of what they went through. Okay, let's see here. The first one is Jacob Lawrence. Um, let's see. The Harlem of 1927. Okay, the legendary Harlem of the Roaring Twenties. The people of color, capital of jazz, of sultry night spots owned by white mobsters, of policy kings, bootleggers, assorted hustlers, travelers, stage personalities. Uh, it also was the Harlem of writers, painters, hardworking domestics, and day laborers, bojangles, the barefoot prophet, uh, kid, kid chocolate, Ethel Waters, and it was also the Harlem of uh, Layla Walker, whose mother, a one-time laundress, made an enormous fortune ironing the naps out of Negro hair. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see, pardon and reported. Hmm, some improvements. Okay, see here. Uh, a blind man is led along a squalid street as child pauses hungrily before a dingy shop window for hang a few scrawny chickens. Children play their games in the dense concrete forest littered with refuse and filth. The colors are flat and somber, with contrasting areas of black and white balanced within the composition. Figures, buildings, pavements, and sky bite into the consciousness of the viewer. This is Harlem. Man, it is the dozens of Harlems all across America. Seen through the sensitive eye and mind of an aroused inhabitant. In those days, the career of Toussaint Louverture fascinated Jake Lawrence, and he made a series of 41 paintings of the great Haitian general. Later, he did series also. The commentary was on John Brown, the struggles of the American revolutionists, and the powerful group called the Migration. As he continues to paint, one notes Lawrence's technical advancement. Even more striking is the constancy of the artist's awareness of the changing scene. Hmm. The current demonstrations of Negro youth against fearful white tyranny and the cruel ineptness of that tyranny in meeting youth's challenge is a theme Lawrence handles with strikingly personal symbolism. To those of us who know him closely, Jake Lawrence matures in a way is beautiful to see. The fires of outrage burn bright within him, and deep inside the flames, he forges the tools of retaliation. When he replies either orally or in paint, he does so with a deadly clarity. Jake Lawrence shakes you up with his experiences and his power to transmit them. He has every right to. He shows his rebelliousness in his paint or oratory. So, this is one of the four rebellious artists that changed the scene. Okay, let's see here. The next one is Charles White. Okay, like Jake Lawrence, Charles White was born in poverty during the first wave of the uh, Negro migration. Chicago is his hometown. His mother worked in domestic service. His father toiled in the steel industry before entering the U.S. Postal Service. Impressive. Let's see. Hmm. The year before Charlie White was born, a gruesome massacre placed in southwest of Illinois City of East St. Louis, between 1 and 200 Negroes were shot, burned to death, and hanged by white mobs of men, women, and children. 6,000 Negroes were driven from their homes. Negro laborers, newly arrived from the South, had been used as strike breakers. Wow. Hmm. At three major meat packing houses, uh, fear, suspicion, and hatred spread throughout the white community, and mobs quickly formed to drive all Negroes from the city. They nearly succeeded. Wow, wow, mm, wow, wow. The youngster had scarcely reached his third birthday before 25 bombs had been thrown at the homes of Chicago's Negroes who could afford to buy homes. 8 bombings occurred on the residences of whites who had dared to sell to Negroes, but nobody bothered to waste bombs on the houses occupied by the white family and other Negroes who lived on their block. Mm, wow, this is very disturbing. Uh, mm, wow. Mm. Charlie White was 7 years old. Let's see. Uh, when he tells us that he began to draw at the age of 7, we conclude that right, that least sense why he had to draw. He had to draw about, he speaks about that rebelled against most formal schooling, yet he made it through high school with honors, with professional studies at Chicago's Art Institute, the Art Students League of New York, and the Taller de la Graffiti, Grafica in Mexico. White was on his way to a powerful mode of self expression and communication. Wow. Today's his statements of conviction roll across our land with the resonance of sustained thunder. Only a man fully and proudly aware of what he is and what he will yet be can speak in tones so commanding. Charlie White is that kind of man. Okay, the next person is, I think this may be the last person. John T. Biggers. And I will show you some of the, oh wow, some of the pictures that these people uh, drew or painted. The drawings, paintings, and sculpture of John T. Biggers that brought him initial acclaim speak for the anonymous Negroes of the rural South. His are the interpretations of the hopes and aims of those who, spurning migration, remain behind to carry on the freedom fight on the hottest lines of battle. Mm. Uh, the people whom Biggers draws are the rustics whose manners and customs are ridiculed and rejected by many whites and middle class Negroes. Most recently, John Biggers has been to Ghana and to Nigeria. Out of that experience, he has given us a magnificent book, and it's called Anants, The Web of Life in Africa. And in typical Biggers fashion, he has reported mainly on the common folk of the towns and villages he visited in those two West African uh, countries. Okay. Hmm. The youngest of these four artists, John Biggers, is a native of Gastonia, North Carolina. While his home state is not considered one of the hardcore areas of segregation, neither can it be considered a southern oasis of pro Negro attitudes. In the 35 years preceding Biggers' birth, 1924, North Carolina had lynched over 40 Negroes. It had lynched seven more before young Biggers had reached his 18th birthday. Wow, very disturbing. Okay. Early schooling in North Carolina was enlarged upon Biggers attended Hampton Institute in Virginia. There he met Victor Lowenfeld, who later headed the Department of Art Education at Pennsylvania State University. Okay, it was Victor Lowenfeld who helped him form up his convictions of who he really was, Bigger says. This artist is that rare combination of high academic and high aesthetic achievement who knows that it is certainly not his doctorate that makes him an important artist. Let's see. Oh, he's a muralist. He looks for inspiration to Orozco and Charles White. The contribution of American Negro women to American life and education is the subject of the big biggest mural panel for the Negro YWCA of Houston, Texas. If you're in Houston, Texas, you need to look that up. I'm sure it's very impressive. Let's see. Dissatisfaction with their country's default to its own declared principles, and that collective voice is clear, resolute, and eloquent. All right, so these audits was what was and is impressive, very impressive, impressive universities they went to, had high honors scholastically. They're very impressive. I will show you two pictures. Very impressive. One is, let me see, Charles White. One is by Charles White, and the other is by John Biggers. And here they are. very impressive. They just, oh wow, they cry out. Oh wow, impressive. Okay, the top one is called, and it's by Charles White, and it's called "The Brothers Have I Had on Earth." One of spirits, one of soul, charcoal, and Chinese ink, 1965. The other one is, let's see, by John Biggers, The Lower Bottom, and it's called Web of Life. It's a mural, and it's at the University of Texas. And if you want to look that up and you in Texas, then do so. You'll be very, very impressed. So this is the end of the art history for Black History Month and the end of the spirituals of Black History Month. Now, it's some more history in here about music, uh, where it came from, musical pioneers, and different things like that. I don't know whether I will continue this history or go into some other histories of people of color. I might want to go in. Okay, I see popular singers and different things. Art history, history about them, the names of them. I don't know. I might do that. But might go into that should be interesting. Minstrels. Uh, I'm not sure yet. It will come to me uh, by intuition from my God. So, mm, for right now, I only wanted to do 20 minutes, but because it was so impressive, uh, and history behind the art and how it came about, it was very disturbing and emotionally moving. So it took me a little while longer. Um, so if you got information of this uh, and you enjoy these series, please subscribe, like, and watch. And remember, this is Black History Month, and please give back. Uh, Not only during February, all year, we've given so much. Please give back. Give back. Now, take care of yourself, each other, and please remember to subscribe and like. And thank you. I'm going to bed now, I believe. Thank you so much for watching, and good night. Thank you.